Alright, welcome back everyone to another episode of MC Eternal. I hope that everyone is having a great day. I know that I am. Today is April 27th of 2020, and we are getting another episode of MC Eternal knocked out today. I guess I kind of just repeated myself there, but it is what it is. But anywho, first and foremost, I want to thank all of you guys for your support through the channel. We are slowly but surely getting up to 300 subscribers. I think the last time I checked, we were a little over 200 and maybe 40 or something like that. But yeah, so I just really appreciate all of you who are following along with the channel, and I do appreciate all of you who are leaving comments. I do read through all of them, and I do appreciate them very, very much. I do want to touch base very briefly on my other series that's going on the channel right now, which is Sky Factory 4. So we've only put out, well, by the time you're seeing this episode, there will probably be 3 episodes out, and I've discussed it in the last one, but for those of you who aren't tuned into that, it is a new series that I was trying out for the channel. The views haven't been amazing yet on them. I'm going to keep going for just a little bit on it. We'll see what the vibe is. And then just kind of go off of there, because obviously I want to put out content that not only I am enjoying, but other people are enjoying as well. And if there aren't many views there, then there's no reason to necessarily put it out. When I could probably be putting something else out that would have a larger audience that would enjoy tuning in and following along with it. Because that's what I like. I like being able to have people follow along and give suggestions and have a good time overall. That's really what it's about. Just having a fun, relaxing time with all of you guys out there. So we'll just have to play that by ear, but if you do want to check it out, there are a few episodes up on the channel, so go and check those out. But for today, for MC Eternal, I am doing some miscellaneous stuff to get the ball rolling. So right now, I am crushing up some quartz. Can this not go back in? Oh, okay. Because what we are running into is we are full up on our storage, unfortunately. Let's grab a little bit of glass here, a little bit of quartz glass, and I think we can get 4 more. So what I'm doing is crafting another ME storage cell 4K. These really are the best ones to get, in my opinion. We gotta craft this bad boy. This is the problem that I run into sometimes. For some reason, and I think it is just because our inventory is full up over here, but it won't craft for us for some reason. So let's take out some stuff from there. And let's try this again. We want to get this going. There we go. It'll actually let us craft it. Get that off of there. And then finally we can get the storage cell going. And we can pop that bad boy in there. Just like so. And we can mix that out and stick some of this other stuff away. But yeah, in my opinion, that is... that's the best way to go about the storage cells. They are the cheapest ones to make and hold a decent amount of items per type. So for this one, 63 different types that we can have. So let's say you had cobblestone, normal stone, and netherrack. That'd be 3 different types. And then you can hold up to a certain amount of bytes per that type, which is really good. And now, as you go increase and you go to different ones, there are more bytes per type, so you can have more of the same type, but you can't have more types. So that's the thing that kind of catches me, is I'd much rather have it where we can have more item types that are being used, rather than the bits per, because we can utilize the drawers for a lot of those other capacity needs. If we have a ton of cobblestone, we can just throw it all in a drawer, upgrade the drawer for a lot cheaper, and it not affect our system. And so yeah, this is why realistically this one is probably the best in between. You might be able to get by with the 1K if you really wanted to, but at that point it's like, why not just upgrade to the 4K to play it safe? Now unfortunately we are running out of a little bit of space in here, so we might have to throw another drive in eventually. But the other thing I was thinking about doing was hooking in these chests to our system. Now, I don't know if I necessarily want to do that just right now on this episode, because it kind of just popped into my head. The one thing I do want to do, though, is get another ender chest going. I've had plenty of comments about this, and I do appreciate them, but getting another... That's not the ender chest that I wanted. I want the ender chest from the ender chest mod at ender. In here somewhere. But yeah, I want another ender chest. We have one set up for our ore excavation and our pulverizing and all of that, but realistically we are going to want to have one set up for our normal items, because we always get backlogged on items, and unfortunately with our ore processing one, it only takes in ores. So if we get anything other than ores, we're kind of just stuck with holding on to it, whereas I'd much rather have something that can tie right into our system that will be able to just take everything right into the system, so I don't have to hold on to it. So we're going to want to get another ender chest going, just like so. And we're going to want to find a nice space for this that can tie into our ME system. Now, realistically, our best bet would be to have it probably over by our mob farm area. So let's hop down here. We probably could tie in right here. Now, I don't know. I think even if I place it up there, it would still tie in. But this wouldn't be that bad of an area to put it in, especially if we just put it right there. Now, it is, you know, a small ender chest, but what we are going to want to do with it is we're going to set it on a different color pattern. So let's see what dyes we have. We have purple. That's perfect. We'll use purple. And what we're going to want to do, I'm just going to put a block down so we can hop up here, is we're going to want to set this to purple. Now, the other thing we're going to want to craft is another ender pouch. And unfortunately, well, if we come into here, we can make it in here. We're going to want to make another one of these, and we have everything for it. But we are going to want to dye it. So let me see. Can I do... I got to think of how you do this. Because we have it. Can I shift? Ah, that's not what I wanted. Let's take this bad boy off of our inventory. It's a white ender pouch. Now, I'm pretty positive you can dye an ender pouch to be a different color. Let's take a peek. Uses. It doesn't say. Okay, figured it out. So, you just need to shift, right click, and it'll set it to it. So whatever you have set for that ender chest, if you just do white, that'll be the base one. So if you craft an ender chest to begin with, it'll be white. If you craft an ender pouch to begin with, it'll be white. So those will automatically link up. But now if you change the color on the chest, you just take a all white ender pouch like we did, shift, right click, and it'll set it to it. So now it opens it up every single time, which is perfect. That's exactly what we wanted to do. And now what we are going to want is a import bus. We want an item import bus. ME import bus. That's what we want right there. And unfortunately, we do not have everything that we need for it. Actually, do I have it over here? I do have it over here. Look at me. Do we have a... Nah, we don't even have a piston. So we got to get a piston going. Grab one of those. Get a sticky piston. And then we're going to need one of these, which we don't have. What are we missing? Fluix dust. Oof, okay. Do we have any? We do have a Fluix crystal. We just need one dust. So I'm going to have to go and get this dust really quickly. No need to worry, though, because we have it right up here. Realistically, this isn't probably the most ideal way to do it, but it's going to be the easiest way for us to do it to get the ball rolling. To have two different pouches, one for our ore processing and one for everything else that we choose to have. Realistically, the best way to do it would be to have one singular one and then have it go into a buffer and then filter out. which, you know what, now that I'm thinking about it a little more, that kind of sounds a little nicer to have than having two separate pouches and two separate chests to do it. This is the easy way to do it, but then obviously we just need to do some filtering, which I think that Ender.io has some good filtering. If we take a peek at the filters here, basic advanced item filter. You could do mod, power, soul item, big soul, enchanted item. Interesting. I don't know how in-depth the filters are, so maybe that'd be a future project, because as I've mentioned in previous episodes, I want to get a place set up specifically for certain things. Obviously, we haven't gotten to that yet. We've been doing a ton of stuff with the bounty board and exploring, but you guys seem to enjoy that a lot, so that's what I'm sticking with. And I'm just sprinkling in a few miscellaneous items at the start of the episode, just to do some other stuff. We will get back into expanding on our village, but I do want to continue doing the exploration. So I think for now, the time being is going to be our easiest bet, which is these, which is getting two separate chests going. And then if we just kind of shift click that boy onto there, it should import, and it's just a 1 per. It's going to be very slow, but realistically, we're not going to be using it. It's going to be more so once our inventory gets pretty full up. We'll probably take a little more reliance on utilizing that. So much junk in here that we really do not need. That's okay. And then we have our purple dye, which we can stick away. But yeah, so what I was thinking for today was, other than that, we would get going and go out and do some more exploration. We do have more bounties that we could go through. If we go under exploration, we've already completed a ton of them. But there's obviously a lot more that we could do. We could find one of these boys, which we've seen plenty of them before. We could try go hunting for illagers. We could look for the Naga. That wouldn't be that bad to do. We could do that this episode. Maybe we will do that. Maybe we'll go to the Twilight, because we could also look for the Minotaur, which is in the Twilight Forest. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. The Naga and then the Minotaur. I think that would be pretty cool. We do need to charge this bad boy up, though, before we go. So let me get some stuff together, gather some supplies. We'll charge up our flux capacitor here, maybe get a little bit of food, and then we'll hit the road to the Twilight Forest. Alright guys, so we are all ready to go. I did not craft up too much more food. I really just kind of grabbed what we had sitting around, because I realized in order to make more sandwiches, I needed more bread. To make more bread, I needed more dough. To make more dough, I need salt, and I do not have any salt. So when we are hunting in the Twilight Forest, I'm going to keep an eye out for some salt. Obviously we can just find that in the ground and things like that, so it's pretty easy to find. I'm just out currently, so I'm just utilizing the backlog of miscellaneous food items that we currently have. I have set our advanced charged porter to the Twilight Forest so we can get going there, which is perfect. Now we can stick this bad boy away for the time being. We're not going to need him. We can always hit slash home to get home if needed. We do have a little bit of a lag spike here, and there we go. Okay, so we're going to want to find the Naga, and if you guys remember from our Twilight Forest episode way back, we do have a map which will help us be able to find the Naga. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think there's one that way. It's a little bit of a bummer that it's raining right now. It is nighttime, but that's okay. We're gonna try heading this way and see what we can find. Unless this is a maze. This very well could be a maze. But I'm hoping... No, it's a maze. Okay. That's a bit of a bummer. That's not exactly what I wanted. And I think if we take a look at our normal map... So there's that. Where are we? There we are. It might be a little bit hard to find a Naga, if I'm not mistaken, because I think we've already fought some stuff before here in the Twilight Forest. Now, I might be getting things confused, but I didn't think that was the Naga. I thought the Naga was something different, but again, I could be mistaken. You know what will tell us very quickly? If I just look at our quests and we go to our bosses, because we definitely killed it. Ah, that is the Naga. Okay, so I am thinking incorrectly. So the Naga is something we've already killed, but obviously because it is now part of our bounty board again, we can take it out again. So let's try it again. Last time we killed it, we didn't have as good of equipment as we did now. So I'm curious to see how easily it'll be to take this guy out. And this is piece of cake. Way easier than the first time. For some reason in my head, I was thinking that the Naga was more of a dragon. But obviously I was mistaken. And look at that. That was pretty easy. We got it taken out. But we didn't get the bounty for it, did we? Exploration. Winged serpent. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. So this is something different. I guess I should have read this a little bit better. Adventures tell of winged serpents called Nagas with impressive speeds and menacing acid venom. Though these drakes are powerful, a well-placed arrow can knock a Naga right out of the sky. So we want to find coastal cliffs for that. So we don't even need to be in the Twilight Forest. We want to be just in our normal overworld. Well, dang. I was all hyped up to do this, and as I was saying before, for some reason I was thinking that the Naga was more of a three-headed serpent or a three-headed dragon type mob. For whatever reason, probably just from me playing this back in the day, and there might be a different mob that is that. Well, that's kind of interesting. Okay, let's take a quick stop here and look up Naga. So yeah, we have the Twilight Forest Naga. Twilight Forest. But this is interesting because I'm not seeing... You would think that if there was another Naga enemy, that it would have a spawner in here. There's no spawner for another Naga, so maybe... Yeah, this might be incorrect. And I don't think I've seen one in the overworld just yet. And we haven't run into any of the... the Minotaur or anything like that. I wonder if our map would help us with that. Interesting. Alright guys, well I think we need to regroup here then. Maybe we'll go to the overworld then instead and start hunting some other mobs, because unfortunately this is a bit of a bust. Alright guys, new game plan. We are back on our main dimension, and I have gone off hunting, trying to see what we could find to progress on our bounty board. Now I'm out in a village, and I think I hopefully may have found another illager location. We're going to check it out. Worst case scenario, if not, I'm thinking that what we are going to do is start getting stuff together for our next episode, which would ultimately be heading to the Betweenlands, I think it is, yes, which is right next to this little place right here. So I'm hoping that this has illagers. Actually, it might just be a witch's hut. It might not actually, yeah, it's just looking like it's a witch's hut, unfortunately. What are these? These are just frogs. Cutest sounding frogs ever. Holy smokes, look at all of those. Well, we're going to get rid of some of this junk that I've picked up along our travels here. I also did get this Mickerson resistance, meaning of life. I don't know what that necessarily means, but it does want a diamond. I don't have any diamonds on me, so we'll have to try that out later. It just gives us resistance, so... but yeah, with that being said, I guess unfortunately what we're going to do is just hop into getting stuff prepared for our next episode. And luckily we are very, very powerful, so this shouldn't be that hard. Now, I did do this... I did do this progression on our Sevtech Ages mod pack, and it was a lot harder because obviously we were not a good enough level for what we were doing. Because these guys that you need to fight, you basically need to fight these guys to get 4 talisman pieces. We have 2 so far, the swamp, 2 swamp talisman pieces, and we can look in this because you need to combine them all in here. You get an idea of what they look like. They do swap back and forth because they're interchangeable on where you put them. But basically you'll have a bone, you'll have that little boy that you see there, little like moon, crescent moon shaped thing, and then something that looks like almost like a berry. So yeah, now we just gotta kind of sit around and wait for more of these guys to spawn. And what they will do is they will pick you up in the air like so and kind of throw you around. So if you have feather falling or some kind of resistance in that sense on, it definitely helps out. And look at that. The powers that be had it so that we got everything that we need, which is perfect. So now this is going to come together and give us the talisman that we need. And really, we should look at the book for this. The animation is really cool. I'll give them that. We'll grab that bad boy. But there we go. The achievement for the... Between lands. I know how to word. That's going to unlock some stuff for us on our introduction, actually, is they have a whole line for heading this way. Unknown energies. We'll get a little bit of money, and we got a cooler, which we've actually gotten before. A little bit of money for killing the Dark Druid, which are those guys that we were fighting. And then in order to use the talisman, you just have to right-click a sapling. And that'll bring up the teleporter that you need. And we got an electric bow. Interesting. From Mechanism. How do we... Can you turn this on? Alright, hold on. Let's check our controls here. Category, mech. Item mode switch is just M. But I think we already have something on M. Put it on Z. That didn't really help us. Hang on. Controls, category, mechanism. I think it would be the item mode. What else could we put it on? X, maybe? I don't think X has got anything on it. X. Fire mode off. Alright, hold on a second. I'm curious on this. Alright, so this is pretty interesting. I looked up how we needed to get this done. There's no control, like I thought there might be, that I was trying to change. What you're supposed to do is shift right click on it. And that's what I'm doing. But like, here, I'll show you. Right now, fire mode is off. I shift, I right click, and the fire mode is still off. Now, I've read things where this is supposed to be like a 2-shot kill. Like, it's supposed to be really good. So obviously I'm going to hold on to it. You also need normal arrows on your inventory for it, at least in the mode that it is in now. So I don't know. I'm a little bit confused on it. I think I'll just hold on to it and see if maybe there's something additional that we need to do with it, that we can figure it out to be able to use it. I don't even know if it is the best one to use. There might be something that's even better than that in regards to a bow. We haven't really used any kind of bow in our gameplay. So that's why it's a little bit, whoa, we got a creeper down there. That's why it's a little bit confusing, to be completely honest with you. I don't really know. And even more so, with the scarecrow that we saw, I'm curious on that. There's so much stuff in here that I'm not really sure on. Ooh, we got some baddies over here. Uh-oh. These might be some guys that we want to take out. What are these? I'm trying to get in close, but they're... Holy smokes, we're about to die. We're taking horrible damage. Let's regen some health first. They're still firing at us. What are these guys? These might be on our bounty board. We have a village over here, which I think we've been to before. Oh, that one caught up to us. Alright, we're going in for the kill. Holy smokes, these guys are not... Oh, we're getting... Oh, we killed it. What was it? A herrick. A herc. A herrick. Oh, what the hell is that? Is that a boar? Oh, there's another one. Oh, you fricker fracker. We were getting just completely demolished before. Got it. And we killed it. A Stymphalian bird? Interesting. We got these guys over here too. Is this just a boar? An undead swine. Where'd he go? We're taking him out. We're taking out the undead swine. Get wrecked. And that was a bounty too. Dang, we're just getting... We're getting all the bounties. This is crazy. Alright, let's try to get some of this stuff off of our inventory. I don't think we need... We'll hold on to this, because I don't think I have any of those, but I don't think we need anything else from there. But dang, that was quite intense. And it's funny, because you can see, for some reason, this building was supposed to be here, and is obviously not here anymore. There's also immersive engineering, which I'd love to take a peek at some point. But we already have next episode lined up. We're definitely going to go for the Between Lands. There's no doubt about that. Let's get into a good hidey hole here. And just hang out. Can we close this door? Please? No? Okay, well, you're on your own then, guys. I guess we'll just chill out up here. There we go. Actually, you know what? Going over here would probably be the best. Get out of here. And this is just a normal villager. Cool. Alright, so let's take a peek here. So we've got a lot of stuff done. And really, this actually calls for our new ender pouch. Because we're going to send a decent amount of stuff home that we do not need. We could send those emeralds back, the wheat back. We can send those as well. So that clears up a decent amount of our inventory. These I'm going to want to put in a special place, so I'm not going to worry about them right this minute. Now I think everything will transfer, because I think technically it already is in the ender chest, so it should be fine. I'm not going to worry about it. But we did complete a bunch of bounties, which is awesome. I was not expecting that. I was ready to end the episode there, setting up for the next one with the Between Lands, but we were able to take out some of these guys. So we did kill the undead swine. We got a bunch of money, 1,500, which is a pretty good amount. We get a random loot reward. We got some reverse TNT. We got a dream catcher. Catches the nightmarish creature from the dream. Interesting. Okay, and then we got some emerald blocks as well. So the undead swine is a hostile mob that spawns only in Confurious forests. It will hit and knock players back with strong force. Well, I feel like we got very lucky with finding that one. And it actually opened up another bounty, which is for a Cyclops, which we've actually fought a Cyclops before, and we've defeated one. Maybe one or two of them. And they're not too hard to take out. We did get the bird, which unlocks a Dread Knight, which is what we attempted to fight in the last episode, or the episode before. I don't actually recall what episode we tried to fight one of those in, but we weren't having any luck. There's a certain way you have to go about it, which I think Skoning left me a comment on. But anyway, and then a Vespa. Isn't that like a... Isn't that a bike? Isn't a Vespa a bike? So it is always too late when humanity finally realizes they should just leave the jungle in its primitive state. Full-grown jungle parasites become the Vespa. Airborne hostile mobs with velocity, ferocity, and poison stinger. Interesting. I don't know if we've really found a jungle biome. To be completely honest, I'm not sure. But we do have the means to be able to find one now. We do have a compass and things that will help us out. Actually, we haven't crafted the compass, but it could be very useful for us to do so. So let's stick those in there. That'll send it back to the base. But we're actually going to head back to the base as well, because I want to check out this last inventory pet that we picked up. The Mickerson one. So they want diamond nuggets for it, which in my opinion is it's kind of a steep price. If we take a peek at our diamonds, we actually have some from inventory pets that we can utilize, but you can see how many diamonds we have. We do have a decent amount of diamonds. Okay, I'll give you that, but yeah, so does this just give us, it just gives us resistance. That's all it does. I don't know how long it lasts for. It doesn't tell us. And it doesn't give us anything else. It just gives us normal old resistance, which I'm guessing is going to be pretty decent. But at the cost of a diamond nugget, I feel like his uses will be sparing, to say the least. So, interesting. Well, we're going to stick you away, little boy. Okay, that sounded hella creepy. Little dude, we're going to stick you away. Now I instantly regret everything that I've said. But yeah, we're going to get rid of that. And then we just got a bunch of stuff. We got a bunch of cleaning up to do, really. And then we're going to have to use this to find a good place to make our portal. Which, really, well, it's the Between Lands. It's very like a more of a magical type of scenario. So maybe we'll put it over here. Yeah, maybe this is where we'll put it. Is like right over here, because you need a tree, and it makes a pretty big area. It'd be kind of cool if we had tucked it back in here. Now, I do have my, what happened to my pickaxe? I thought or not my pickaxe, my normal diamond axe. Yeah, I was about to say I thought I had it somewhere. Let's take out some of these trees. And I think I turned off, somehow I managed to turn off the sound for my jetpack, which is fine. I mean, it doesn't really make that big of a difference. And let's just knock a bunch of this land out here. And then grab some dirt. And I think we're going to have, yep, just a little bit of lighting, which is fine. What we're going to have to do, we'll get some lights in here. Perfect. Okay. Now, what we're going to need is a... Maybe. Do we have it? Ah, we do have a sapling. Cool. We need some saplings. And I kind of want to put it right here on the water. So I'm going to put it right like that. And then we're going to hit it with the sapling. And we're going to hit the sapling with this. And then that's going to be our teleporter. But that's going to be in the next episode. So you guys are going to have to stay tuned for that. Like I said, next time, Between Lands. But anyways, guys, thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, feel free to leave a like down below. Better yet, leave me a comment. As I mentioned all the time, I love reading your comments. I love all your suggestions. And I like replying to as many as I possibly can. If you're new to the channel and want to follow along, hit that subscribe button and bell notification. If you want to follow me over on Twitch, I have that down in the description as well. I do not have a set schedule, but typically I'm playing Fallout, Borderlands. We played Batman, but I'm open to other games as well. So if you're interested in that, links in the description. Other than that, guys, thank you for sticking through till the end. I will catch you all in the next one. Thanks. Bye.